Not all car brands are built to last. Some will bleed your wallet dry, break down early, and leave you stuck with regret. In this video, we reveal the 15 worst brands to avoid in 2025, backed by brutal owner data and real-world failures you need to see. Let's start with a brand that turns heads on the road and stomachs at the repair shop. Number 15. BMW. BMW might still be a dream car for many, but owning one in 2025 can feel more like a reality check. Maintenance costs alone are enough to stun new buyers. Simple oil leaks or a failing turbo can run thousands, and that's before you hit anything serious. Over 10 years, owning a 3 Series can cost nearly $15,000 in upkeep, and the chance of a major failure is surprisingly high. It's not just the price of ownership. BMW had to recall over 720,000 cars last year for fire risks tied to faulty water pump seals. Yes, you heard it right, over 700,000. Newer models bring more tech, but also more problems. The latest iDrive system ditches the traditional dial for a screen-heavy setup that buries climate controls and seat heaters under layers of menus. It looks sleek, but reviewers and owners alike are calling it a nightmare to use. Even BMW's EVs are struggling. The i4, for example, has been flagged for slow real-world charging, and a structural recall hit just months after launch. BMW still delivers top crash scores, sharp driving feel, and some of the best engines in the business. But between reliability hits, frustrating tech, and rising costs, buyers chasing luxury could end up chasing repairs instead. Number 14. Ford. Ford might dominate the sales charts with the F-150, but behind that success is a mess of quality issues and strategy misfires that have many 2025 buyers second-guessing their decision. Let's talk recalls, because there have been a lot. Over 5.7 million vehicles were recalled in 2023 alone, from engine fires in Broncos to brake issues in Explorers and Lightnings. Ford's CEO openly admits to a multi-billion-dollar quality gap. If that doesn't make you think twice, maybe the software bugs will. Sync 4 users are still reporting blank screens and frozen cameras, and fixes are slow to arrive. Then there's the EV situation. Ford's electric game is shaky. The F-150 Lightning and Mustang Mach-E have both seen major price swings, slow sales, and production delays. Worse, depreciation is brutal. Some owners are watching their EVs lose over half their value in just 5 years. To be fair, Ford still builds solid hybrids like the Maverick, and its Tesla Supercharger access is a big plus. But when recalls, lawsuits, and inconsistent tech all stack up, that blue oval starts to feel a little tarnished. For 2025, buying a Ford means hoping your luck holds, because lately, theirs hasn't. The next one proves that even a familiar name can feel like a blind date with your mechanic. Number 13. Nissan. Nissan used to be the car brand you could trust blindly. Affordable, dependable, and pioneering mainstream electric vehicles. But fast forward to 2025, and buying a Nissan might mean signing up for a frustrating ride filled with recalls and repair headaches. That dreaded CVT transmission, which Nissan still hasn't sorted out, just landed them yet another class action lawsuit. Imagine paying thousands only to have your car shudder and hesitate before you're even done paying it off. Yeah, that's Nissan's CVT legacy haunting buyers since 2012. But it's not just the CVTs. Nissan owners are now frequent visitors at dealership repair bays. 17 recalls in a single year, covering over 140,000 cars. And if you're thinking EV, Nissan's flagship Ariya charges painfully slow compared to rivals, while the outdated Leaf is practically stranded on dying CHAdeMO chargers. Nissan's financial struggles aren't helping either. Massive losses and collapsed mergers are shaking buyer confidence, and influencers aren't holding back, openly telling millions to stay clear of Nissan's money pit models. Sure, Nissan still has redeeming points like comfortable rides, affordable repairs, and solid crash ratings. But if you value resale, cutting-edge tech, or peace of mind, buying a 2025 Nissan might just land you with a heap of regret. Before we move on, subscribe for more brutally honest car advice. We dig deeper, so you don't end up driving a regret on 4 wheels. Number 12. Hyundai. Hyundai rocketed from a budget brand to a mainstream powerhouse, but by 2025, the cracks are showing. Millions of owners still park outside every night because brake fluid leaks keep sparking engine fires, even when cars are parked and off. And despite paying out millions to settle that notorious TikTok theft issue, some Hyundai owners still find themselves either uninsurable or facing sky-high premiums because Hyundai skimped on anti-theft tech for years. Buying Hyundai for its affordability sounds smart until rapid depreciation hits hard. A Santa Fe loses almost half its value within 5 years, far worse than competitors like the Toyota RAV4. Even Hyundai's bold EV push stumbled early. Ioniq owners struggled daily with flaky fast chargers, and adapters for reliable Tesla networks won't arrive until mid-2025. Inside, the frustration grows. Glitchy infotainment screens reboot unexpectedly, Apple CarPlay randomly disconnects, and Hyundai's once intuitive tech now feels like playing software whack-a-mole. While Hyundai still offers stellar warranties, solid safety ratings, and standout designs like the new Santa Fe, unresolved recalls, sluggish resale values, and nagging quality concerns turn buying Hyundai in 2025 into a gamble. What happens when good design hides some truly bad decisions? The next brand is your answer. Number 11. Kia. Kia's rise has been nothing short of remarkable. Budget brand to design darling in just over a decade. But behind the sharp styling and industry-best warranty, cracks are starting to show. In 2025, buying a Kia might not be the easy win it once was. First, insurance is a mess. Thanks to that viral Kia Boys theft trend exposing the lack of engine immobilizers, some insurers won't even cover older Kias. Others charge steep premiums, even on new models, because stolen parts drive up repair costs. That's not a glitch. That's a headache waiting for you at policy renewal. Then, there's the fire risk. Kia has recalled millions of cars for engine fires, ABS module defects, and piston ring failures. Even its EVs aren't immune. The EV6 lost its Consumer Reports recommendation, and the new EV9's already been recalled for drivetrain issues. If you're looking for reliability, these are not minor teething problems. Yes, Kia still scores well for initial quality and packs great features at lower prices. But long-term ownership tells a different story. Fading interior durability, software bugs, rapid depreciation, and a confusing model lineup that often overlaps with Hyundai. For first buyers who trade in quickly, Kia still makes sense. For long haulers, it might be a brand you regret. Number 10. Subaru. Subaru still holds a soft spot for many buyers. Symmetrical all-wheel drive, outdoorsy charm, and a loyal following in snowbelt states. But peel back the rugged image, and 2025 reveals a brand facing more than a few growing pains. Start with recalls. Subaru has quietly built a reputation for recall frequency that rivals the worst in the industry. Fuel pump failures, seat sensor malfunctions, and a serious EV wheel bolt issue have plagued owners, sometimes sending cars back to the dealer before they hit 10,000 miles. The Forester and Outback, two best sellers, have been repeatedly affected, which chips away at buyer confidence. Mechanical issues? Still here. Excessive oil consumption in FB series engines hasn't gone away. And while Subaru's CVT transmission is supposed to be refined, forum threads are still full of owners reporting early failures, even after warranty extensions. Subaru's infotainment is also a weak link. Starlink's screen freezes, and audio dropouts have sparked lawsuits. And even in 2025, the interface feels clunky compared to rivals. Add a stalling EV rollout and noticeable price hikes, and the brand's old affordable and reliable pitch starts to lose its shine. Subaru still nails safety and winter capability, but if you're expecting tech, refinement, or resale strength, you might walk away wondering if the loyalty is still worth it. Next up, a brand that once promised Das Auto, but now feels more like Das Problem. Number 9. Volkswagen. Volkswagen built its reputation on sturdy German engineering and smart design, but in 2025, that legacy feels more like a memory than a promise. Volkswagen now ranks dead last in the 2025 J.D. Power Dependability Study, reporting 285 problems per 100 vehicles, worse than even Chrysler and Land Rover. Owners have reported everything from glitchy touchscreens to fire-prone engine covers in the Atlas. Meanwhile, the brand's flagship electric SUV, the ID.4, has faced multiple recalls for faulty infotainment that shuts down rear cameras and even speedometers mid-drive. Then there's the software meltdown. Volkswagen's in-house tech arm, Cariad, burned through over $7.5 billion trying to modernize its platforms. Instead, it delayed key EV models like the Project Trinity and forced half-baked software into vehicles already on the road. Yes, the ID.4 still earns strong crash test scores, and models like the Golf GTI remain enthusiast favorites for their handling and legacy. But between deep depreciation, between its messy past and muddled present, Volkswagen's 2025 lineup leaves buyers questioning if the name still carries the weight it once did. Number 8. General Motors. General Motors is still a giant, but in 2025, size alone doesn't protect you from growing pains. Buyers are seeing brand new vehicles hit with massive recalls. The 2024 Chevrolet Blazer EV was pulled from showrooms after software and charging failures. Meanwhile, over 500,000 full-size SUVs and trucks, Silverados, Tahoes, Escalades, are facing engine recalls for parts that could suddenly kill power. And the Cadillac Lyriq, already recalled for hardware that could slice into high-voltage EV cables. Reliability isn't much better. Consumer Reports ranks Cadillac near the bottom, and GMC not far above it. And for owners stuck with GM's infamous 8-speed transmissions from 2015 to 2019, a 26-state class action is still dragging through the courts for rough shifting and delayed repairs. Add in GM's surprise move to ditch Apple CarPlay and Android Auto from its future EVs, and you've got customers hacking their cars just to use their phones. Even GM's bold robo-taxi program is on ice after a cruise vehicle dragged a pedestrian, leaving the brand's high-tech ambitions bruised. To GM's credit, the Ultium battery platform looks promising, and models like the Corvette and Buick Encore still shine. But for everyday buyers, this mix of setbacks makes GM a gamble, and one that might cost more than it's worth. They say the badge speaks for itself, but in 2025, the next one's speaking a little too loudly, in service bills. Number 7. Mercedes-Benz. You don't expect regret when you buy a Mercedes. That badge is supposed to mean excellence, comfort, status, and cutting-edge safety. But in 2025, a growing number of owners are finding the real price comes after the showroom. Start with the basics. Maintenance isn't just expensive, it's relentless. A single air suspension repair on an S-Class can run into the thousands. Routine service isn't far behind, and the more features packed in, like adaptive lighting or MBUX screens, the more that can go wrong. Reliability? It's slipping. Consumer Reports and J.D. Power now rank Mercedes near the bottom for predicted dependability. Recent recalls have been huge, covering EQ models for battery issues and infotainment glitches that can deactivate safety systems. Yes, the very systems that sell the car. Then there's tech overload. The new hyperscreens look cool, but owners complain about laggy touch panels, frozen CarPlay, and buried controls for basic tasks. Combine that with fast depreciating EVs like the EQS, and some buyers are finding themselves upside down on luxury. Still, Mercedes gets a few things right. Drive quality, safety innovation like Level 3 autonomy, and the AMG Performance Halo are standout. But if you're not buying a flagship, the real-world trade-offs might outweigh the star on the hood. Number 6. Chrysler. Chrysler in 2025 is barely hanging on. What was once a proud American brand now sells, essentially, one vehicle, the Pacifica minivan. The 300 sedan is gone. The Airflow EV, delayed indefinitely. That leaves Chrysler with a single shot, and it's built on a platform from 2017. The Pacifica still gets praise for comfort, safety, and clever features like stow-and-go seats. If you need a minivan with AWD or plug-in capability, it's one of only 2 players left alongside Toyota. But beyond that, the red flags pile up. Battery fire recalls continue to haunt the Pacifica PHEV, with Chrysler warning owners not to charge or even park near buildings. Twice. Legal battles are still active, and reliability scores are brutal. Consumer Reports puts Chrysler dead last among all car brands, and ownership costs are way above average. One recall even covered just 8 vehicles, proof of how few Chryslers are even out there anymore. There's no hybrid, no new gas model, and no EV on sale. Uconnect glitches, steep depreciation, and stalled innovation round out the picture. Chrysler's lone product still works for some families, but the shrinking lineup, legal baggage, and brand instability make it a high-risk buy in 2025. Chrysler's on life support. But the next one? It's still flexing muscles, with one foot in the recall bin. Number 5. Jeep. Jeep's tough-as-nails image doesn't match what's actually happening behind the scenes in 2025. Sure, it still owns the off-road space with legendary models like the Wrangler, but that trail cred comes at a cost, especially if you plan to use it as your daily ride. Let's start with fire risks. Nearly 200,000 plug-in hybrid Jeeps, including the Wrangler 4xe, were recalled for battery defects that could ignite while parked. Owners were told not to charge and to park outside, hardly what you expect from a $60,000 SUV. Meanwhile, traditional models like the Gladiator and non-hybrid Wranglers are also under investigation for engine fires linked to overheated power steering connectors. Reliability? Jeep ranked dead last in Consumer Reports' 2025 survey, with no recommended models. Issues range from faulty infotainment in the Uconnect system to long-standing death wobble steering problems that still haven't gone away. But it's not all bad. Wrangler resale stays strong, and Jeep's new Hurricane twin-turbo engine is a big leap forward. Plus, you won't beat its Made in USA badge or trail capability. That said, between recalls, tech headaches, and harsh everyday comfort, Jeep in 2025 is starting to feel like more trouble than adventure for most buyers. Number 4. Dodge. Dodge built its name on raw American horsepower, but in 2025, that muscle comes with serious baggage. The Charger and Challenger may look bold, but they sit on platforms nearly 15 years old, with tech and safety scores to match. The Durango SUV, Dodge's only family-friendly option, earned marginal and poor crash test scores in key IUHS categories. Alarming, considering how few options Dodge even offers anymore. Then, there are the recalls. Nearly every model, from the 2023 Challenger to the 2024 Durango, has faced safety campaigns, from failing parking brakes to engine fire risks. The Hornet, Dodge's first new nameplate in a decade, launched with battery drains and software chaos. Add in class action lawsuits over transmission failures, and Dodge's reliability is more rumor than reality. EV strategy? Dodge killed off its gas chargers, but the promised electric Daytona keeps getting delayed. Only a high-priced Scat Pack trim exists for now. No mainstream option, no hybrid, no clear path forward. Still, Dodge isn't without appeal. The Challenger holds resale value well. Super Scat Packs deliver thrilling 0-60 times, and fans love the sound and spirit of these machines. But for the average buyer seeking reliability, safety, and value, Dodge might be all show and costly go. We've had throwback muscle. Now, let's talk about a brand that might be innovating itself into a corner. Number 3. Tesla. Tesla might lead the electric car race on paper, but the road for 2025 buyers is bumpier than ever. And not just because of the Cybertruck's awkward panel gaps. Let's start with build quality. From crooked trim on new Model Ys to a Cybertruck recall where the accelerator pedal could stick wide open, basic quality control is still shaky. Tesla's flashy over-the-air updates often fix problems, but just as often, they cause them. One patch might improve your range, while another bricks your rear camera for a week. Then there's autopilot. It's still under federal investigation. Again, even after a recall meant to fix earlier safety concerns. Add to that a $20,000 battery replacement risk and service wait times that can stretch into months, and suddenly Tesla's low-maintenance claim feels more like a gamble. The biggest plot twist? Depreciation. Thanks to Elon Musk's rapid-fire price cuts, a used Tesla can lose 25% of its value in a single year. Even the supercharger network's future was thrown into question after Musk fired the entire charging team. Sure, the Model Y is safe, fast, and fun to drive. But in 2025, owning a Tesla means rolling the dice on whether innovation still comes with peace of mind. There's a jaw-dropper waiting at number 1. But first, meet the luxury badge that's quietly going extinct. Number 2, Jaguar. Jaguar might still turn heads, but in 2025, owning one could turn into a headache just as quickly. First, the recall notices keep stacking up. Jaguar's I-Pace electric SUV has now faced at least 3 separate battery fire warnings. Owners are being told not to charge fully, not to park in garages, and to wait on software fixes that often don't stick. Even worse, some dealers were found skipping the repairs altogether. And it's not just EVs. Jaguar as a brand has consistently landed near the bottom of dependability rankings. Electrical glitches, infotainment bugs, and failing sensors plague cars like the XE, E-Pace, and even the F-Type. Add in steep depreciation. Some models drop 60 to 70% in just 5 years, and you're staring at a luxury brand that feels more like a risk than a reward. There's also a rebrand in motion. Jaguar is planning to kill every current model and start fresh as a high-end EV-only brand by late 2025. Until then, no new tech, no new cars, and fewer dealers. Sure, they still build beautiful cars with standout ride quality and British charm, but beauty doesn't always equal peace of mind. And for 2025, Jaguar might be one of the riskiest badges on the market. Number 1, Land Rover. Land Rover looks incredible in the driveway, but by 2025, what's parked outside might be costing owners more than just admiration. Let's start with the big one, reliability. Land Rover once again ranks near dead last in dependability studies, with nearly triple the average problem count in J.D. Power's latest survey. Owners aren't just reporting minor quirks. These are blank touchscreens, powertrain hiccups, and repeat dealer visits that eat away at your time and patience. Then there's depreciation. A new Range Rover can lose over $80,000 in 3 years. Even Porsche and Mercedes owners don't see that kind of drop. And if you're betting on future EV appeal, the first electric Range Rover won't hit roads until late 2025, long after rivals like BMW and Cadillac have flooded the market. Infotainment bugs, delayed EVs, class actions over diesel and data tracking, none of this screams confidence. Yet Land Rover continues to raise prices, banking on brand prestige and style. To be fair, the off-road capability is unmatched, and yes, they're gorgeous. But for most buyers, the glitz quickly fades once the repair bills start rolling in. Now that you know what to avoid, let's talk smart buys. Our next video breaks down 20 reliable, budget-friendly cars that won't break the bank, or your patience. Click here now.